Well, folks, we are back. Today, we're still waiting on parts on the motor. I did get plug wires, got some stuff figured out with that. I don't know, kind of can show that. Still a few pieces missing. I messed up and I got some wrong lines for the clutch, so I can't get that together. I think these whole AN things are just new to me and I don't understand them, but, well, they should be pretty straightforward, but I struggle with it. Anyways, these are like 4 AN fittings. I got a 3 AN, so it doesn't fit. So I've ordered the right one. I'm waiting for that to come. There's no real way to do anything when it's installed with the clutch, so I'm not gonna play with that for now. I do have that. I did get my flywheel. It needs to be torqued. There's a few little bits. I guess I could work with the intake right now, but I wanted to get the motor in before I do that. I did buy some 4-inch. I don't know if I explained that or not, but everybody recommended that, and it just made more sense. It was going to be cleaner than what I was going to do, so I got 4-inch. We'll be able to get that out. I basically want to wait till the motor's in so I can make sure I can clear the hood and stuff wherever I put this. That's kind of the plan. So I thought of just maybe smacking this thing straight onto the back, but I know it's going to hit the firewall in there, so like maybe I could have just done it straight on like that. Maybe I still could, really. Maybe my mind will change. And then we can like hoop it and just put the filter out here. I don't know. Just because of the way this throttle is, there's no reason why you couldn't bolt it directly onto the back. But we'll see. The options might change. I got lots of options there. Anyways, we got I got wires on. I haven't done this thing yet. I got to go grab another bracket so I can fix that and get this idler working out. And then I got to make this bracket like I've said before. But yeah, we're kind of getting there. Like parts are here, just figuring things out. We got our fuel line. I think there's enough to do everything, but I don't know how hard this stuff is to put together. I'm thinking you have to put it on a vise or do something. So I don't know if I'm going to run that just yet and get the fuel tank in. A problem I have with that is I might put the line in and I can't get the line on the back, and then I have to like take everything apart to get the fuel lines out. So we might wait till the motor's in and all that jazz. So long-winded. I think what we're gonna do, I said we were out of body mods, but there's like 2 things left to do besides building some hood sides. We may as well delete this. There's no point. I mean, I like the look of it, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever, especially if I have a filler over there. So that's going to be a no-brainer. And I was talking on the other side there. Well, we got to trim some of this because all the excess is still underneath here. And I want to build just make my fender as a piece that just kind of holds onto here. That way we can just build a very basic, fresh hood side with, I think this side will need a small little blister in it or something, but I'd like to do long louvers just to get some air out of here. I'd like to work on my rad, but I'm out of argon, so I can't do any aluminum welding, so yeah. So essentially, what we're going to start with is just start doing some work on the fenders. I'm expecting my wheels to be coming in today, so my rubber. We're going 14s in the front, and we're going to go 15s in the rear. I may have to widen the rear rims. I have a lot of these stock wheels. So because I want it dished inside, I may be widening a wheel. We'll see. My plan is to run, I can't remember what I got. I got some smaller narrows for the front. And then in the rear, I got some 255 60s. That's the plan to do there. So we got, I don't know, I think that's about 10 inches. I think that's my plan. So if we have to widen it, I found this thing on Marketplace, which is a huge score. And this thing looks pretty heavy duty, and if we have to, we're going to slip some new rings and we're going to widen up some wheels. This thing looks like it's had a pretty hard life, but it's not too bad. Have to build a quick stand for it because I really don't want to try to crank this on the ground here. So, but it seems like it came from a sign shop, so I'm thinking it's pretty heavy duty. They might have used it for signs back in the day. Judging by the gear on the bottom there, I'm kind of thinking it was motorized or something at one time. All right, so where do we start? Well, first things first, I guess we'll get these fenders out of the way, and then we can, oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I got to fix this too. See how this stuff's a little rotten back here? I got to make a new lower lip for that too. So yeah, I guess we'll chalk that as a little repair, but not so much a mod. But anyways, let's get started on this first part. Then we can get that part. We can bolt these fenders on, and then they will never have to come back off, other than splashing a little bit of something inside of them. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. All right, just shooting for a very, very simple pattern here. So I'm hoping that when the fender's kind of bolted on, I don't need to fasten it to the body, but it might sit and rub and squeak. I don't know, we're gonna find out, but so far it seems a very simple pattern we're doing. I want more overhang like this, so it just kind of swanks in there a little more than my fender or my hood has something to kind of attach to, I guess. That'll be a whole different ball game, but all right. I'm gonna guesstimate. Do the old dirty finger, which I don't. My hands are kind of clean. We'll eyeball this. Survey says a little bit more. I like that, but just a wee bit too tight. And then I'm gonna have to notch out in the top here because I want this panel to fold over. Kind of like that. It's kind of the goal. It's a little too tight for me. Not that important there. But the end goal, it's a little too much in here too. It's a very simple panel that goes straight with the other sheet metal and will hang out right here. If I knew where my pen was. All right, I'm gonna do not a good example, not a good example. Everything needs to be a little more than that. We'll use the back side because that's probably the safest. Oh, I don't know if I can see that. This part is good. There's our medium. So we'll go right down the middle of that. Cool. I almost want to do a little bit more there. Here's the nice part with paper patterns. We put that in. I like this. I like this. This is going to sit flush, but I don't like the big, it's not really that big of a gap. I'd like that to be a little bit tighter. So all we got to do, add a little bit of tape. A little too much tape. Reposition that. Bottom's good. This is down. We'll shave that, but actually that's pretty good. Anyways, now we got this pattern we're gonna bend. We'll be able to tack it all along here, and then that means now my hood side can be just a single one without a weird flank in it. That's kind of was bugging me a bit. Anyways, let's make this. And then the chances of this being the same on the other side are very slim, the way I make stuff. So trying to see if any of my scrap pieces are, ooh, look at that, we got it, are big enough. Some of this will have to shear off, but, or sorry, not shear off, but it's gonna get, like that, I can't do that cut. So basically I'm just bobbing that one and that's where it's gonna be. Cool. I can get it close, but we won't get everything. Yeah, we should shear that one really quick. Do that on the Beverly, and then this one gets bent 90 over. This is one of the best tools ever. I mean, you can do this with scissors. That'll work just fine. This just works so much faster. All right, one quick bend, which is right in this vicinity. I feel that's about right. Oh, almost did it wrong. Man, am I notorious for that. Technically, that is our new patch. We got a little finessing to do. Need to make a little bit of room right here. Nothing major. Maybe a little more. I want it to be straight right across. I feel if I got a hood on there, I want this to be as straight as possible. All right, so in my, they're not too bad. I gotta bring, if I find my pen here, I gotta trim this a little bit so we can bring it flush up to there. But other than that, we're pretty good here. sit there. Sit there. I feel that should be double-edged, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it'll bother me. All right, one side down, pretty happy with that. This all needs to get cleaned up because we still have to go underneath here and tackle that. So this fender's still coming off to do a bit of stuff. Just have to get everywhere to get a little bit of paint on stuff, but oh, I didn't mention back here, I have this done. It needs to be clamped together. The other side's pretty good. Like it's actually strong. It just needs to be like spliced when I do that one. This one, just because of the bolts, everything are on there. I think I put a piece of 10 gauge on the bottom. So I made sure it was flush on this side, but it's like uber thick on this side. So that should be okay. See a couple pinholes I got to get yet. But that way I can just clamp that running board and not worry about trying to pull through the sheet metal, because it's got kind of a thick, it was doubled up before if you actually seen this here. See, there's a thicker run on the back here. So I just decided to make it all as one instead of trying to reuse this piece. Anywho, that's together. That part is okay. Kind of blah, but I don't know. I guess I could put a louver or two in there, but I don't know. I think we'll see what the sides look like and how that all treats that thing. Anywho, where's my pattern? We'll go find my pattern and see how off we are here with the from one side to the other. I mean, fingers crossed it's going to be perfect. Chances are in my world, it's always a little different on one side of the car than the other. All right, everything's got to go foldy-fold this way now. Oh, we were pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. So I'm going to do this thing to there, which is fine. We got to add a little bit of, we got to do some adage here. To do that, we're just going to sling a little tape onto there. Just got to get behind the panel. I usually tape both sides just so stuff doesn't stick to things I don't want it to. Nice part is I can still. So, backside now. It's pretty close. We need to add a little up here because these have to. This is okay, and that's okay. This just needs a whole lot of length up here. Other than that, it's not too bad. Do that. Pieces on the back. Finish this off. I don't have the steering in the way, so I can probably have more of this hanging up. Could make that a little more square. Match up better. Yuppers. And make this as square as I can. Happy with that. I don't have my Sharpie. But we'll do that and then we'll fix it after. Well, that's pretty good. That thing needs a little massaging though. That fender's a little high. Cool. Let's make this. All right, sort of loosey-goosey mounted this thing on here. Trying to do this intake because I really want it to fit under the hood because everything else fits under the hood. This is not looking good. I wonder if I can. Oh, golly, eh? If I'd gotten rid of all this, it's so much easier. Well, I'm glad I didn't build this before I put it in. Trying to squeeze these two different ways, and it's just, golly, not happening. I'm thinking I'm going to be building. Oh, this actually, well, that doesn't really fit. All right, let's just put the hood on and just see what happens here. I got to do that first. Got a lot of things happening in this space, so. Generator, good. So, alternator fits. If I did this thing, that thing sat about-ish there. Oh, it doesn't quite fit. What can you do? What can a feller do here? How's that? Oh, is it so close? I think it's my filter doing it. I'm not sure what to do with the filter part yet. Unless that thing's being a problem. Oh yeah, for sure. Huh. See if I can move that. Cool. Able to move that in a completely different direction. So now I'm wondering if the filters is still a problem. Oh, I think so. That looks still like a problem. Dang it. All right, well, we're back to trying to make this all fit. I don't know if I can get a different air filter. So we're trying to pack a lot of junk under here. Like that way it fits. The air filter is the problem, but not sure how to resolve that. Oh. I stick it right there. My throttle works right there. This might be okay. That might be doable. Golly, eh? We are trying to pack a bunch of sardines in here. All right. A lot's happened because I'm an idiot and I didn't realize my camera was on time lapse. So we got a lot to cover. I ended up just scooting through everything on time lapse now and just I'm going to be goulashing it together and well, I'm going to explain everything I've been doing. So I have these panels on. I'm happy with them. They've worked out really well. They're a little flat, but I don't know, they're okay. I have to still trim the inside. I haven't done any of that. You can see I got to pull the fenders off, but you can see here, so it'll be pretty easy to get rid of that. This needs to all get ground down. I haven't done any of that yet, but that's okay. The motor, we got the motor in. I had to set up a few things on here. But what I was struggling with was my air cleaner. So with this thing over, sorry, not my air cleaner, but my doodad. It seems to work fine. If I was having problems with the hood closing, but if I kind of mount it off to the side like that, I feel I'm able to close my hood and that's all good. So it doesn't touch anywhere. But at the same time, I'm not 100% sure. I think this actually has to come up some more. So I want to make sure I don't have the transmission on. I didn't feel like doing all that. So I don't know if that's going to cause something up here. So anyways, I had these. They just don't, well, I bought two 4-inch because that's what a lot of folks were recommending. And yeah, it made sense. My problem is it doesn't fit behind the air. No fit. Anyways, if the chunk of it, if I was to squeeze it down, let's say like this, if I squeeze that and then I was able to attach it right to my throttle body, we got room, it's good. So I may do that and then just build like a big box, a boxy bit that goes around here and covers up the holes in the back. That way, you know, air into supercharger, that would be good. Okay, so that takes care of that. I was doing a lot of talking on time lapse and I don't know, because I was using my little microphone here and I see the little green thing going across my screen, but apparently it was stuck in time lapse. So I was working on the fuel lines, kind of did that. I made a few lines. That was good. Unfortunately, I'm missing stuff. So I made fittings. I was gonna put it, what do you call it? I'll probably do it later. I was gonna go pop through, go to my fuel filter, my fuel pump. So I had done the ends. This is gonna be my return. This will be my feed. The feed won't be very long. It's only got to go back there and loop somewhere here, maybe. And then I'll have my filter, my pump, and then we're gonna run a line up into the regulator that I just mounted. So I was working on that. We got our regulators in here, which loops around, goes to there now. Nothing's tight because we're just test fitting everything. This is all good. I was test fitting with whatever you call it, with my Allen wrench, but I think I'll just make a wrench. I'll cut one down because this doesn't fit in there. But if I made a stubby one, then I can kind of adjust the regulator and it'll just be a permanent thing with this thing. I'm just worried about trying to figure out my fuel lines. Like I feel like I'm gonna be wrapping both headers and a bit of the exhaust because, man, my fuel lines have to run pretty close to everything. I don't know how bad this stuff is, if it holds heat or not. I don't have a clue. This stuff is such a, I don't really enjoy using this stuff because it's like there's so much stuff you have to buy. I was doing my pump and then I'm realizing I don't have adapters to go down. So now I just have to order one where I can kind of screw those things together. So then I can at least do, you know, my feed in, my feed out, and then our return will just go straight up to the middle. So that one will be easy. The other one will be a short one to here, and this one's gonna Scooby off to that regulator again, but I'm stuck. I just ordered it and it's gonna be, you know, like 3-4 days away. So that's kind of put a hoo-ha to this whole thing. There's not much I can do there. Not much I can do with the supercharger unless I really want to bolt the transmission on and pull it back out. Yeah, there's a whole lot of waiting. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of fails happening in this video. I mean, I did get these done. That's pretty good. But it's just, yeah, stuff's not, I'm not sure what's happening here. I thought this was, oh, I think something's not bolted in, but anyways. That one's there. Like I say, it's just weird. It just has a flat vibe to it, so I'm not sure. Overall, I mean, it looks okay. It'll look good when the hood's on. That's the main thing. Like the sides, I think that'll hopefully fix that up. But the only problem I have with that is when the hood goes down, there's a fastener here that you can kind of pull lock. This one's like flushy flush, so I don't know unless I do one that bolts on and then I can kind of clamp. I don't really know. Not sure. Not too worried at the moment, but I really do feel this thing's supposed to come up more though. Yeah. Anyways, that's about as far as I'm going to get tonight. Well, I'm waiting on some stuff, and I guess I'll just pick up my tires tomorrow, and we'll try to see if they'll fit on here. My problem is I know these rims aren't going to be wide enough. These ones should be fine for the front. And then like I got 14s and 15s, so I said the tire size already, but I don't think these wheels are going to be wide because they're like a 255. These are like 14s, but they're only a 195. And I want the wheel, I don't want the wheel to come out this way. I want it to be dished in more. I don't know what, that's an offset, inset, offset? Yeah, maybe. I don't know my wheels. I usually just run a stock wheel, whatever they are, and that's fine. I've never bought really aftermarket wheels or done nothing like that, so. Anyways, that pretty much got us all caught up to everything that happened because I kind of suck with the camera. Every now and then when I want to chat with the camera, I try to use one camera and it just screws me all up. I usually use this one just for doing talking stuff so I don't screw up like I did. And then I have another one on a tripod that just does time lapse and that's its whole life. So yeah, oh well. Till tomorrow. Well, they didn't have my tires in. They had two, and I wasn't paying attention on my machine putting on one of the rims, and I ended up buggering up the lip. So, huge mistake. So that means I gotta buy a tire, which sucks. That's a brand new tire that I can't do anything with. It actually shredded it so bad I can't actually put a tube in it even. So, yeah, I'm not happy about that. So I got one new tire on my car. I got to find a dust cap, and then I can put my hubcap on, and hopefully I never look at that again. Hopefully it's great. Seeing how the motor, the weight is in there, that's pretty much where ride height is. So that's kind of cool. I like it. I can turn and stuff, and it doesn't, we have not a lot of room, but we have room. We'll see how that goes when it's all said and done, but yeah. So I'm missing stuff for do the fuel system. I just ordered a bunch of junk, so I'm thinking I'm stuck. I'm waiting for that, so not a big deal. I may next round just quickly pull the motor out, put the transmission on, because I don't know how long it's going to be before all the rest of the stuff comes in. I'm hoping soon. That way, at least if I get that in there, the motor will sit right, and then I can probably just start working with, get that intake in, and I guess I'll start trying to figure out my radiator. I do have to do this pulley thing, just so I have the idler sitting where it's supposed to, but yeah, the rad's the big one. I'm hoping I can fit a fan in the back. It'll super bum me out if I got to put a fan in the front. If I can cover it, that's great, but I guess if I really had to, I could zigzag the lights out a little, but man, that would bug me like crazy. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can do this and then Z it out and back in, and then at least I can keep my lights where they're supposed to be if I had to move the hood a little bit. Yeah, I really hope that's not something I have to do, but oh, I have to get argon, so yeah, I got a lot of stuff missing, so I don't know if I can work with the rat even next round. It's hard to get to the other side of the city where I gotta go, always. Oh, I didn't show this part here, check it out. So this is, I showed it, but I didn't do the finished part. I thought this thing was like aluminum. It turned out it's stainless, so I'm not very good with that at all. I did put my vent up there, but I did break my tap all at the same time, so it's only in with a couple threads. So I have to still kind of revisit that a little bit, but that's where my vent will be for the tank, and I'll be able to run a hose and plumb that outside the car, so it's not a problem. But yeah, other than that, there's a few challenges coming up yet, like trying to figure out how I'm gonna do my exhaust. A few things like that, but anyways, I think that is where we are going to leave this one. As always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. We'll probably do some of this, but I might be giving Ryder a hand, and we'll try to get him some body mounts done on his cab and stuff like that. So I'm thinking we're going to go that route, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, see you guys later. Bye. Is it? You ready to go in? Want to go inside?